Hi, second grade. This week we are going to start working on writing poetry. And today we're going to look at ordinary objects through a poet's eyes. So that means we're going to be looking at things that are in your everyday world, maybe in your room, your kitchen, your backyard, outside, maybe if you go to the park, and looking at them and writing poems about them. We can write poems about just about anything, and you're going to figure that out today. So let's go ahead and get started. As I said, we are writing poetry. And what is poetry? Well, poems tell about a topic or idea, but in a creative way. Poems don't really have rules, friends, and you're going to see that here as we work through the next few weeks. Today, you will practice looking at the world through a poet's eyes, as I told you before. So a poet's eyes. Poets look at things with their hearts and their minds. Sometimes they look at things from different angles or think about what things resemble. To resemble something means it looks like it, so they might compare something to something else. So I want you to get ready today. So you need to put on your poet glasses, just like you might wear glasses to see better outside or to see better if your eyesight isn't that great, or maybe even contacts. Poets have a different lens that they view the world from. So put on your poet glasses to get ready. First, we're going to look at this regular object. What do you see? I can tell you that I see 2 pencil sharpeners. I can also tell you that when I've done this in class, sometimes my students say, I see something silver and black. I see a mechanical pencil sharpener and a manual pencil sharpener. All of those things are true. And yes, both these tools sharpen pencils. However, sometimes poets look at things through their poet glasses and their poet eyes, and that's just what our first poet did. Zoe White wrote this short poem about the pencil sharpener. I think there are 100 bees inside the pencil sharpener, and they buzz and buzz and buzz until my point is sharp. Zoe didn't just look at the pencil sharpener and say, that's a pencil sharpener. She saw it through a poet's eyes. So she thought about what it looked like, maybe what it sounds like, smells like, tastes like, feels like. And she decided that a pencil sharpener reminded her of the buzzing of bees. And that's what she hears. And I could also agree with that. Let's take a look at another ordinary object. What do you see here? Now, of course, I see scissors, but I'm wondering if you can see these through a poet's eyes. If you have a piece of paper, you could write some ideas down, or you can just think them in your head. Remember, you can think about what they might look like, what they might sound like, maybe what they smell like, or taste like, or feel like. Now, not all objects will work for every sense. Most of us probably don't smell scissors or taste scissors, but I know I feel them, and I've heard them, and I can see them. Can you compare them to anything else? I compared these scissors to a butterfly. Maybe you see this, maybe you don't. But with my poet's eyes, I saw that the handle and the blade on the scissors kind of reminded me of the same way that a butterfly's wings go. And then I was thinking about how it sounds, and it kind of sounds like that same flap, flap, flap. And here's the short poem I wrote. The handles of the scissors fluttered, flap, 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 like a butterfly. Second graders, you might notice my poem doesn't rhyme. Not all poems have to rhyme. Poems, as we said before, are just things or ideas being explained in creative ways. So instead of saying, the scissors chopped the paper, I compared them to a butterfly. Let's see if we can think of anything else with our scissors. Can you? I thought of a shark. So if I'm going to compare the scissors to a shark, what might that sound like? What might that look like? Smell like? Feel like? Taste like? Here's what I thought. The teeth went chomp, chomp, chomp on my paper until my page was cut into shreds. I kind of thought that the blades on the scissors were like the teeth of a shark and that they chomp the paper just like a shark chomps. I thought of another poem for this one too. Swimming through the sea, looking for my prey, snap. Now you can see here, I put all 3 of my poems on the same page for the scissors. I wanted you to see how all of these poems are different. All of them are short. None of them rhyme, but that doesn't mean they're not a poem. Poems, you get to use your creativity to explain things the way you want. So your task for this week, 2nd grade, is to look at the world through a poet's eyes. So you can find this page on our class website or on Seesaw that says Looking with Poet Eyes. Under each object, write down what you notice through a poet's eyes. What do you see, smell, hear, feel, or taste when you think about that object? Does the object remind you of something else? So we've got cupcake, sun, snow, swing, roller coaster, and campfire. So under each object, write down, what does that remind you of? What do you think of? What are all those senses you get from that object? And then at the bottom here, I want you to pick one object from above or an object of your choice to write a poem about it. Okay, you do not have to stop there. If you want to write more than one poem, you can. You're going to have a few more activities this week, but remember, when you finish this first one, share your work on Seesaw.